The camera kind of looks like mushed peas right now. And I don't know how to fix that. I think this is a black bead. But I also think I fixed the problem. Does it still look like mashed peas? Maybe like normal peas, which I guess I don't really want. Alright, this is where I'm going to be talking about video games. And other things, maybe. Don't get your hopes up, but might slip something else in there. That's all I'm saying. Economics. It could happen. It could happen. Recession coming. Alright, this is the position I'm going to be talking about video games in. In this room, no more tricks. No more dicks. No more pixie sticks. Just me, you, and a whole lot of video games. So, I've kind of been away from YouTube for a while. That usually happens during the summer. It's kind of a weird coincidence, but it always seems to happen. I either make like one video during the beginning or end of the summer, and that's it, or I just don't make anything. Right now my computer is being worked on, and by that I mean I was sick of the issues it was having with like Wi-Fi. So I sent it to like a professional dude, and he said, I have no clue what's going on. The entire motherboard might be fucked up. Which is cool, you know? Cool. I kind of had some plans for a big Lego video. Still gonna happen in some form, somehow, but not on the table anytime soon. But and this kind of side stuff, I had stuff recorded that I'm still gonna upload eventually, but I can't really do anything with that footage because it's kind of garbage when it's not edited together. I mean, it's not garbage. It's gold. It's gold, but it's not like, you know, I filmed it with the intentions of making it pretty and proper and prim, you know. There's a load of things. I'm thinking like why I'm questioning why I separate the videos I make on two channels. Like they're very different types of videos, but whenever like a video on the second channel kind of ding-a-lings a little bit, I think, wait, I could have gotten that attention on my actual channel. Not actual. I love Didane still, of course. Maybe I'll work something out. I don't know. Maybe I'll compile all the videos on this channel from like a year and put it on the other channel. Anyways, what's the topic for today? Video games. Now lately, I'm a gamer, but the past few years I have not been gaming as much as I had the previous years. Mostly in terms of like variety. Like I feel like I've played a lot of the games that fit my personal ideals. So at this point I'm just playing really weird, obscure stuff, or playing more popular stuff that I kind of like, but not like a lot. I I don't know why I'm setting up rules, because these are just general like mind ideas. These aren't like rules. I don't know. There's this like thing where people, whenever I'd like watch a YouTuber and they'd be like, kind of getting out of video games, I just get like weirdly scared. Like the fact that they were getting older and bettering themselves and not playing video games meant that I had a problem, and I don't have a problem. I'm perfect. Literally. So what games have I been playing? Been playing Yoku's Island Express. Cool game. It is a pinball Metroidvania. Metroidvania, you get power-ups, and you can unlock more of the map. It's kind of like, you know? And this one is a very creative one. I have a weird soft spot for pinball games, mostly because of Revenge of the Gator for Game Boy. This very quirky little weird pinball game made by HAL Laboratories, close to a Game Boy launch title, I think. And it's just, that game is so charming. I love it. I love the Gators. And I don't know, video game pinball, I don't really like, it's hard to explain because there's like, I feel like there's different types of video game pinball. There's like ones where they're trying to make it like actual pinball, and then like weird level-based pinball, like Sonic Spinball or some shit, where like there's a goal aside from just getting points, like you're trying to get to the top of the level to like do some bonus thing, and even though that's not like a huge incentive to keep playing, you still want to get there. So you want to get to on Pinball NES, you want Mario to save Peach, you know. And Yoku's Island Express is definitely in the second category of pinball adventures, but it's an actual like adventure. It's not just like a weird like mental thing, and it's pretty fun. The games are it's a little world full of bugs. Yoku, I've only played this for a few hours, but I like it so far a lot. The art style is very pleasant, a little bit too soft for my taste. I feel like I can't really pick out a lot of the details of the characters, but it's very good in a vacuum, like for what it is. Like not my taste, but I still enjoy it. The gameplay, I love the little flippers. The pinball works good, but I feel like it kind of runs into problems where I feel like there's like a weird dread when it comes to moving around the board. Like it's a large map, not like I don't know how big it's gonna be. It seems to be a pretty big map, but the idea of getting a power up and going all the way across the stage is totally different, because in this game it's actually like challenging to get through the stage because the pinball part of it never changes. It's still the same board. So while I mean, I think there are shortcuts you can unlock, and I haven't unlocked them yet. Maybe they'll make it better. But it just feels like I'd rather just meander around than do anything with a purpose, you know? Like, I don't get, like, the horn power-up and think, okay, gonna go back and unhorn all the areas, or horn all the areas. I think, okay, got the horn, gonna continue to meander, and hopefully I find something that allows me to progress in a different way, even though that it's like the linear progression is like what Metroidvanias are like known for not having, but that's still the way I play the game. And I think whatever I'm talking about that's a flaw, I don't know. I haven't played this game enough to like fully give it its due diligence, you know? But it's pretty good so far. I'm probably going to keep playing it. Pretty cool. Alright, Yoku's Island Express. I talked about this before. I haven't really edited any of the videos I've recorded or any of the footage I've made because I haven't had access to a computer. So I'm just going to include this as the same video. What I said originally, I think is like the root, maybe, of my feelings on this game. But I've played through most of it. Now I can tell that what's coming up is probably the final boss, or like the final act of the game, and I think my opinions have evolved quite a bit. I think the game is pretty great. Good. I remember my first impressions, like that part of it, I said that I thought that it felt aimless, like when you're going around, like you don't really feel incentivized to do things, but as you unlock more parts of the map, it feels less aimless, I think. Because, I mean, it is a Metroidvania, there is a freedom sense, and I feel like in the beginning that kind of backfired and making me think, like, okay, I don't really feel like I have a drive to go anywhere in particular, but eventually it kind of starts clicking, not really clicking, but it gets to the point where you've roamed enough places where you start to recognize them, and it becomes that. I think the game's art style makes it hard for me to, like, differentiate the locations too much. I mean, of course, there's the more dingy, deserty area. I don't know if it's deserty, it's more of like a bog. And then there's the snow area and the grass one, and there's water. But besides that, landmarks are kind of hard to, like, they don't really stick in my mind as much. But yeah, the gameplay is very fun. Sometimes you get in a phase where you're just going around and around in the same repetitive motions because like the way, like maybe it's just the way my brain is wired. I keep doing the same patterns where I like miss the shot when I'm flipping the little flippers, hitting the ball up, and it's at like the exact same angle. I keep hitting it again and again, the wrong angle, and that can be a little annoying. Sometimes some of the mechanics that involve swinging or like direction that aren't it's smart. So okay, I'm getting sidetracked. But the game's like abilities, a lot of them have to do a lot of them are reminiscent of pinball flippers and the way they my AC is on. Now it's not on. But they're very reminiscent of pinball flippers because basically they send you in like it's hard to explain like but they have that feel where they send you in a specific direction based on what you do, which sounds very vague, but like it's in kind of a timing way where you have to time the swing or whatever so you can get like the direction you want. And while the sort of grappleable rope thing, I think it was a soot dude where like you swing around the circle. While that works decently well, it took a little bit getting used to. The slugs, those suck. Like getting what basically the deal with them is you have to you hit like a little thing to make a slug appear on the board, and then you can suck up the slug, which is kind of weirdly inaccurate. Sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it's annoying. You have this horn used to suck them up, or vacuum. No, it's a vacuum. You have the vacuum used to suck them up, and then after a little while they'll explode, and maybe if they get like irritated they'll explode. But the thing with the explosion is that it'll propel you, but it doesn't, the game doesn't, I don't remember if the game explained this or not, but in order to make it propel you in a direction you want, you have to rotate it in the right way. And it's kind of like you have to rotate in the opposite direction of where you want to go, which is kind of weird. And it was very frustrating because I was trying to get this green key, and it was just, it was an experience. Also, the game has some small hiccups when it comes to loading and getting out of bounds, and sometimes the physics don't. So there's specific sections where like the physics kind of go out of whack, where like you'll lose the momentum of being hit by a flipper, and it'll be like you're walking. This has only happened a few times. I mean, I know I shouldn't expect like it to be always perfect, but I just want to mention that those kind of things happened a few times. One thing I really appreciate about this game is the lack of combat, I guess. I like how there's very little penalty for failure. It's kind of just a fun experience, you know? It's very pleasurable to the brain, like going through the motions, doing your thing. Like, it's very good in that sort of fling smash way. I don't know. I love pinball games, and I like the adventure. That's one goes. I like pinball games where you have like a goal, even if it's like a small goal, as I said before. And this is that, and it's cool. It's cool. What are some other comments? I don't know. I think the game system of getting fruit is cool in how it's like there's like this back and forth between using it on springs and saving it up, and then there's like some things that are more expensive. It's like most currency systems, it gets to the point where you have enough and you're not really like sweating it. Yeah, I don't know. The game is better than I don't remember how positive my first impression was. I think it was kind of like a sort of sleepwalking vibe. Like, yeah, this is fun. I guess I could play this, but I don't know if I will. But now that I've played through it, I can say, like, basically all the way, I can say that I think it's a great game. And for, I think, $5 I got it for. It was on sale. Very cool. Yeah. Yoko's Island Express. What game isn't very cool is the Panzer Dragoon remake. Now this was, I have a bit of history with this game. I remember I was in high school. Yeah, this guy in high school. E3 2019. Watch on my little Chromebook in between a lunch break, you know. Gotta catch up with E3, what's happening? And then this weird trailer pops up, and, you know, I'm with a bunch of those people, and they're trying to predict it, like, oh, is that Fire Emblem? I think that's Fire Emblem. Wait, is this a Smash Brothers character? Oh, Panzer. I don't know what that is. I I've never heard of that game. Kind of a weak announcement. They don't talk like that. I kind of forgot how they talk, but there was a sentiment that like, I don't know what this game is. I don't give a shit. Fuck Panzer Dragoon. Worst game ever. And I was like kind of excited because it looked kind of pretty, you know? Like, I was looking at a Chromebook. I don't even know if the stream was in HD, but like what was there, and I hadn't played the original game, so I was like, oh cool, a Sega game that is kind of niche, you know? Sega Saturn, not exactly kicking it old school, but it looked cool. So I was like, I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna prove you wrong. This isn't Fire Emblem. You're an idiot. Yeah, it's a Sega classic. Ever heard of the Saturn? The controller looks like a Sega Genesis controller, but I bet you don't even know what that is, even though that's like a kind of a normie third-party console. Like, if you can find the dollar store at games, there's no at games Sega Saturn with Panzer Dragoon. That's from me only. And then the reviews came out. Then like the game came out, and it was very negative, and I was like, oh, I guess I was wrong. And it was $20 for like a remake of like Sega Saturn game, which the whole situation was really stupid because like the Panzer Dragoon game that actually needs to be remade is Panzer Dragoon Saga, the third game, which is exceedingly rare but apparently like a masterpiece in many ways. It's like more has RPG elements on the Sega Saturn, sold very poorly, super rare. But the reason that it's not being remade is because the first two games have PC ports, so it's easy to just be like, okay, we got the base for it, let's just do it, let's do some touch-ups. Well, the third one that people actually want is like inaccessible. So it's just like, so like I get what they're doing by doing the first game, but it's like not even like that cool. And the game has these horrible load times, and the story doesn't really make sense, and the gameplay, I don't know if I would have liked I feel like the original one would have held up better, because it's like when you go into an old game, you expect a bit of slowness when it comes to, I guess, like, there's just like, I don't know how to explain it. Like when you play an old Zelda game like Link's Awakening and the text is slow as hell, you're like, oh, it's a Game Boy game. Like, I mean, I would prefer if the text was faster, but I accept this. But like the sort of slow, floaty nature of all the things that happened in Panzer Dragoon Remake just kind of bothers me a lot. It feels really dumb. Like I feel dumb playing this. Like I feel like I was tricked. Um, I don't know. It feels so bad because like I originally looked at the game and I was like, wow, this is a beautiful world. Like the screenshot that they use for like the game's promo art, very cool looking. Love that. Like it's a beautiful world. It seems a bit constricted when it comes to like the whole high sci-fi, high fantasy thing. It's like it was almost in my wheelhouse, but I just, I just didn't like it. And after playing a few levels, I was like, I'm out. Anyways, I don't even know why I expected I'd like this kind of game. Sorry, I had 2 Snickers bars a few like hours ago, and I'm feeling it, you know? Like acid reflex, it's going places. But I really don't like these kind of corridor shooters. Like I could never get into Star Fox 64, Sin and Punishment 2. Like I know these are good games, but I just can't with them. Maybe it's the disorienting nature of like a spaceship or like that kind of character movement. I feel like weirdly, like I don't know, it's just like I want to go backwards. I want to go backwards, and I can't go backwards. And I don't know how the fuck you're supposed to do all range mode in Star Fox 64. I feel like an idiot. I feel like I'm not like, I just feel like a dunce when I'm playing these games, and that's enough for me to say no, unless it matters, which it doesn't. What was that sentence? But it was, my school ID is in a very odd place right now. How did it get there? Whatever. So that was kind of a fail. It was like $2, I think, on the eShop. Whatever. Yoku's and I like Yoku's Cool Journey is $5 on sale. That's a very good deal. The thing about indie games is like, for some reason, $20 seems like a lot when that's less than almost every single retail game. But like the position of it being an indie game that's $20 makes it feel premium. So when it doesn't have like that zing, it kind of hurts. And I know Panzer Dragoon isn't an indie game. It's Sega, you know? I mean, some third-party studio, Sega, was like, hey, do this. But, like, I feel like for $20, I think it was more. I don't remember. Why am I talking about this game? I didn't do research. I didn't do research. I did research, like, multiple years ago when I decided not to buy this game. But now I've decided to buy this game, and I don't remember why I didn't buy it in the first place. But I know there were, like, decent reasons, and I'm feeling it now. One thing that's happened in this little life of mine is that I've kind of gotten hooked into the future. What that means is no more Samsung J3 emerge, no more barely functioning iPhone 7. I'm in the world of iPhone 12. And what that means is that my phone is capable of doing crazy things, like recording in, actually it could always record in HD. It can get software updates, and I can download apps without fear of my phone stop being functioning. And the battery life lasts longer than like 1 hour. What my point is, I've been becoming a mobile gamer. This guy is a mobile gamer now. And I think that will be my next thing I talk about. Apple Arcade. Trying out a lot of games. Some of them cool. Some of them really good. Like, shockingly amazing. Some of them a little stinky. We're gonna talk about it soon. Don't know if I'm gonna record this now or in like a few weeks. But I've been playing these games, learning, loving, laughing, leeching my enemies. That's what I've been doing. That's what it feels like to get shocked by my magical spell. Yeah, thought so.